Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Marjanie Mimbantas Makasalong. Since that we've inaugurated the Bangsamoro government, we have started laying down the foundation of the new government. As we all know that we have abolished the defunct ARMM. Almost all of the bureaucracies were not there anymore, and the Bangsamoro government is bound to have a new bureaucracy. That question is concerned. We've done a lot in bridging or in organizing or in making more links and connection with other youth organizations, youth leaders, so that they can support the establishment of the Youth Commission as far as giving inputs, giving suggestions to what kind of mandate should we have, what kind of structure should we have, and so on and so forth. So in other words, for more than a year since we assumed the office of the youth, we've conducted series of consultation. We have conducted community-based consultation, and we emphasize that because it is the first time, I would say, that the consultation has the representation of every municipality entire the BARM. So all their concerns and inputs we have gathered together, we have incorporated to our plan, and that became our guiding principle in crafting the bill of the Bangsamoro Youth Commission during that time. The programs and activities that we have already implemented are number one, the idea of crafting our youth agenda, priority agenda, in parallel with the establishment of in crafting the bill of the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, because that would guide us, that would give us a framework which programs should we be focusing on, and which programs that our youth in the ground are wanting to have. I think one of the I would say flagship program so far that we have done is the Lingkod Kabataang Bangsamoro, the initiative, the humanitarian initiative of the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, in which the office itself is engaged to distribute or give or reach out the vulnerable sector in our community by giving relief goods that course through to our provincial director, and then to the identified youth organizations in different localities. In general, what has changed is the system itself. We all know that, of course, Philippines is a unitary form of government, and in the Bangsamoro government, it is a parliamentary form of government. So that's a big difference. And in fact, the world is watching us how we're gonna operate. The Bangsamoro government gonna operate under the Philippine unitary system. But as far as our office is concerned, as I've already explained, that it changed from, I would say, from A to Z. From the system of merely an office, it became a commission. From the workforce, it has also made a very significant change because before in the OBYA, it did not have even a single permanent position in the office, and most of the workforce of the office were contractual basis or in a job order, especially our provincial coordinator. And now in the BYC, of course, we have commissioners, and the commission would be headed by a chairperson, and the commissioners should come from every province. It means in every geographical area has its own representation in the commission. That alone tells us how it became bigger and how we made a significant change from the OBYA ARMM to BYC BARM. Before, the main challenge is about the budget, because we only had 19 million pesos, including the salary of our personnel and everything. It includes there, even the programs in every provinces. Perhaps the 19 million is a bit bigger if you just listen to it, but if you try to divide into 5 provinces, including the city, for example, of Marawi City and other urban areas in the BARM or in the ERMM during that time, it tells you that it does not have the luxury of having budget and that we necessarily need in the office. So that is why initially we were very limited in conducting programs, and we can only engage programs with the partnership with the INGO, for example, in order to help us financially and so on and so forth. And now another challenge is of course, because now we have the COVID, we are establishing the Bangsamoro Youth Commission. We are still looking for now that we have the NOSCA already released, in which it became also a challenge. We are still yet to find who will be our workforce. And also the same with the commissioners that would be the commissioner of every province. The expectation would be that the office, inshallah, would run smoothly. The office would be able to cater the needs and would be able to look after the welfare of the Bangsamoro youth, and especially we are really expecting to have a very good coordinating mechanism of our office, the Bangsamoro Youth Commission, and the other BARM implementing agencies such as MSSD, the Ministry of Social Services and Development, in giving their or in having their programs related to the youth. As we have right now, the MSSD and the BYC has the Memorandum of Agreement in which we have signed, I guess, last month, in implementing the program of the MSSD in delivering the relief goods in Marawi City. The MSSD, instead of their personnel going to Marawi, they just give the supply, or from their warehouse we receive the supply, and it is our office together with other offices that join the MOA distributing the relief to the beneficiaries. So in other words, it's not only confined with the workshop, seminar for the youth, but rather the youth now are very much, or the office itself is already engaged in implementing programs to the communities in which the youth volunteers or our personnel are very much involved and leading the program. Perhaps it perfectly fits to the saying that the hope of the fatherland or motherland is the young generation, is the youth. Because if you have trained them properly, if you have provided them more knowledge, and if you have provided them more skills, so just imagine if you have a very well trained youth that will become your leader, or a youth or a leader that is reform oriented, then definitely it will affect the whole community. It will become more progressive, more developed. The biggest takeaway from this office, if you can only implement our mandate, and if you can have more programs and trainings to our young generation, is that inshallah we will have good leader in the future who are equipped with the necessary skills, not only in doing the work but also the mindset that we have injected to them, like the moral governance that we are promoting today. If we can only instill this to the younger generation, inshallah in the near future, maybe like 5 years or 10 years when they become a leader, you do not have to worry about, say, corruption and other evil actions, because they themselves know that they should not engage with that. The message is that I reiterate once again that whether we like it or not, we will become the leaders in our respective communities. That is a given, that is a fact. So just imagine if you are not good enough to lead the community, what will happen to your community? If you are also well equipped, on the other side of the coin, if you are ready, well trained, well equipped with the necessary skills and the knowledge and the adab, the kind of mentality or mindset that we need in our community, then inshallah our community would develop and would progress if we would have leader like that. I know that it has been said, repeatedly said again and again, that the future of our community rests on the shoulder or the responsibility of the youth. I myself would say I never imagined that one day I will be sitting like here in the Bangsamoro Youth Commission or will be part of the Bangsamoro government during those time. But here I am today that is leading one of the offices of the Bangsamoro government. Just like you, even if you do not imagine to become a leader of the Bangsamoro government in the near future, believe it or not, you will become a leader of your own community. So better prepare to that. Thank you very much.